Over the last few days, y'all have been sending me your model airports. So today, I'm going to review them. And we have put all of your airports into this bracket, and in the end, there will be one winner. The first airport that we are going to review is Luton Airport, which is a fictional airport in North Carolina. The first thing that came into notice is the amount of GSC that he has added to his airport. The aircraft stands have also been outlined really well with what looks like paint markers. At night, the airport also lights up, and I think that adds a really cool effect. On one side of the airport, he has also added a cargo terminal, which looks really good. And if you look closely, then you can see that one of the cargo doors is open on the terminal. I am also now noticing the precise taxi lines and the fact that he has added a concrete touch with just a pencil and a ruler. The terminal is currently a work in progress, but even without it, I think your airport looks really good. The airport that it will be competing against is Evergreen International Airport, a 1/400 scale airport located in California. In this picture, we can already see tons of GSE, some blast fences, and a departure and arrival area behind the terminal. I really like the innovation on the aircraft stands, as I can see that you have used Legos to raise the height of the jetway and to match the height of the aircraft. The terminal is fully made out of Legos, and I think that it looks really good and matches the scale of the aircraft. In the back, I can see that they have a runway and model grass. I also love the variety of all your aircraft, and I think that this airport will progress to the next round. The next airport that we will be reviewing is Olympia International Airport, a 1/400 scale airport located in Olympia, Washington. The first thing that came into notice for me were the aircraft models, which I really like. I've been wanting to collect geminijets for a while, and I'm super jealous. For being made out of paper, your airport looks really good and is super innovative. You can make the ground a gray color just by using a pencil and then shading it with your finger, as shown in one of my YouTube shorts. You should go check it out after this. Overall, I think your airport looks really good, and I love the detail. The airport that it is going up against is Medford International Airport, which is a 1/400 scale airport with a simple Amazon mat layout. Another thing that came into notice was the parking lot that you've made on the side. I think that is a really cool detail, and that's something really unique that other airports do not have. In my opinion, your airport looks really good, but you could add some of your own details, such as model grass and some extra ground markings. This could make your airport way more original, and it'll look way better too. Another thing you could do is you can go on to modelairportcompetition and you can print out some ground service equipment that will match the size of the aircraft. That'll make your airport look more to scale, and it'll look way better. Overall, I think your airport looks really good, but I think I'll have to give the win to Olympia International Airport. The next airport that we're reviewing is Tiranga International Airport, a 1/400 scale airport located in Vellore, India. Personally, I love all of the detail that has been added to this airport and all of the hard work that has been put into it, as it took 3 to 4 months to build. I really like the glass jetways that he has made, and am also a huge fan of all the precise markings such as the taxiway lines, the blast fences, the ILS box, and so much more. I have also noticed all of the lines for the road for the ground service equipment, and of course also the light poles, which it looks like have been made out of Lego. At night, the airport even lights up, which adds even more cool detail to it. And in the back, we also have an access road with a blast fence and some really cool details such as Lego mini cars. I really like this close-up of the terminal, as you can see all the detail that he has put into it and the amazing aircraft models. One thing that I'm noticing after looking at this picture is the lack of ground service equipment. That is one thing you could add to make your airport look even better than it already is. Another suggestion I have for you is to add model grass, as with model grass, your airport will look way better. But I think that your airport is definitely a contender to move on to the next round, and you should definitely be proud of the hard work that you've put into it. The next airport that we will be reviewing is Ghent International Airport, a 1/400 scale airport located in Belgium. Looking at your first picture, I can already see the immense amount of detail that has been put into your airport, including all the markings for the aircraft stands, the taxiway lines, and the ground service equipment. I can also see that you've made concrete tiles by simply using a ruler and a pencil, which adds a really good touch. I love the amount of detail that you have put into the runway and the scenery, and I also love the fact that you have placed your airport outside. This makes your images look way more high quality, and it looks like an airport that you would even see in real life. Looking at this picture, I can see that you have painted the taxiway a different color than the aircraft stands. This looks really cool, and it is definitely a great detail that you have added. The size of your airport is also pretty big, and I absolutely love it. Honestly, there is so much to say about it that I could make an entire video on it. And looking from this perspective, I can also see the terminal. The terminal looks fully custom made, and I am honestly really impressed. I think that this airport will have to move on to the next round. The next airport that we are looking at today is PAOS International Airport, which is located on the island of Cyprus. I honestly really like the look of this airport. With the space that he has done a great job at making use of it. At night, his airport also lights up, which adds a really cool touch to it. From this view, I am also taking into notice that the control tower and the buildings are made completely out of paper, which is really innovative. The markings on the runway also look really good. As suggested once earlier, you can take your finger and you can shade in the base of the airport. Then instead of having lines all over the place, it could look really smooth, and that would definitely add a great touch to your airport. Though I think it is already great how it is, and you should be proud of what you've made. The next airport that we are looking at today is the Golden Airport of America. The person who submitted this airport was 6 years old when they built it. They also didn't have many materials, and they were on vacation living in a condo. So I'm honestly kind of impressed with how they've made it. For being 6 years old when you made this, it is honestly really impressive. You should be proud of what you've made, but I think I'm gonna have to give the win to PAOS Airport, and therefore it will move on to the next round and face Ghent International. The next airport that we're looking at is Bardoneski International Airport, a fictional 1/400 scale airport located in Michigan. I am honestly really liking the look of your airport. I can see that you've added model grass, the markings on the runway look really realistic, and I like the different taxiway colors. I can also see that you've added some concrete tiles, and a full interior to your terminal, which is definitely a great detail. At the bottom of your airport, I can also see an ATC tower, which in my opinion is a great detail that some airports do not have. Looking closely at your model grass, I can also see that you've added trees and some model grass tufts. I think that that is a really cool detail, and it definitely stands out for me. In the Google form, you told me you're trying to make it as realistic as possible, and I think that you did a great job. This is definitely a contender to move on to the next round, and you should be proud of what you've made. One thing that I just thought of is that you can print out some passenger boarding bridges off of modelairportcompetition. Then what you can do is you can fold them and you can attach them to your terminal. It'll be a really cool detail, and it'll add some realism to your airport. But overall, even without it, I think your airport looks really good and is definitely a contender to move on to the next round. The next airport that we're looking at is Hermosilo International Airport, located in Sonora, Mexico. It is a 1/400 scale airport, and in my opinion, it is looking awesome. From this picture, I can see tons of really cool ground markings, such as the line that surrounds the aircraft stands and of course the concrete tiles. Your runway also looks really neat, and I love how you've added tire marks around your airport. That is a really cool detail, and it looks really realistic. I can see that you've also provided some really good pictures, such as this aircraft taxiing. In the back, I can also see the really cool markings that you've added outside the aircraft stands. And I also noticed the jetways you've added. Here's a cargo section with some really neat ground service equipment, which I see you've made out of Lego. I love the tire smoke effect you've added as this Frontier aircraft is landing. Overall, you have a really good airport, and I think that this will progress to the next round. I'm pretty sure that many of us are familiar with this next airport, as it is Delta Aviation International Airport. This 1/400 scale airport is located in New York, and it took 3 months to make. It is super detailed, and I honestly am a huge fan. From here, I can see tons of cool details, such as cones, blast fences, And I'm curious to see if that's an expansion in the back, as you have laid up a runway against the wall. Between the blast fences, I can see a Concorde parked, and that is a really cool effect to your airport. I love the picture you've provided of this Emirates A380 taxiing, as it looks really nice. One thing that I'm noticing in this picture is the amount of aircraft in your collection. It is absolutely huge and I love it. Over here we can see an immense amount of detail, including some bushes and ILS approach lights. Thank you so much for entering, and may I ask, how is Delta Plushie doing? The next airport that we are reviewing is SeaTac International Airport, or Seattle Tacoma. From here, I see the amount of detail you put into your airport, and it looks really good. I love all the bushes that you've lined up at the bottom, and of course the trees in the top left. I also really like the runway as it has some really neat markings. I also see that you've added lots of ground service equipment, and you have some great aircraft models. The detail that you've added to the terminal is also amazing. I really like how your airport looks, and it was a really close call, but I think I'm gonna have to give the win to Delta Aviation Airport, and it will progress to the next round. And with that, we are down to the final 6 airports, who will take home the trophy and be the model airport competition finalist. So the first 2 airports we have going up against each other are Evergreen and Olympia. I think really the main difference over here is that one is on a hard surface and one is made out of paper. Both airports are about the same size and they have the same amount of models. One though collects geminijets and the other Daron. But I think what it's going to come down to is the neatness factor. I think I see a little bit more in Evergreen Airport. Therefore, the one on the left will progress to the model airport finals. Olympia Airport, thank you so much for entering, and I just wanted to let you know that you have an excellent model airport. The next competition is between PAOS and Ghent International, and I really don't think you can beat the realism on Ghent International. It is honestly such a great airport, and I don't think you can beat it. Between Delta Aviation International Airport and Hermosilo International Airport, they are honestly so different and they both are truly amazing. I really don't know which one stands over the other, but I think that I'm gonna have to give the win to Hermosilo Airport. The ground markings are so detailed as well as the terminal, and it honestly impressed me so much. So I think it is going to progress to the semifinal against Ghent International. These 2 airports are both so amazing, and just like Delta Aviation and Hermosilo Airport, they are so different. I think what it has come down to in the end is which airport has better pictures. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Ghent International again, and it will progress to the finals. So congratulations to Ghent International Airport and to Hermosilo Airport. Thank you so much for entering, and you definitely put up a great fight. And now, we only have 2 airports remaining, and you know what that means. It is time to announce the winner of my model airport competition. And the trophy goes to... And the winner is Cool Airports. LFG 880 is the winner. Y'all should go subscribe to his channel. LFG 880... Wait, that's not right. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. The winner is Ghent International. Congratulations, Ghent International. Thank you so much for participating. And wow, what an airport. I will give you a shout out in one of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.